the black smoke monster that looked like Jiren roared. It was a sound like a broken television static mixed with a dying scream. It lunged at Survivor Goku. Survivor Goku crossed his arms to block. He expected a hard punch. He expected bone and muscle. But when the monster hit him, it felt like cold water. It felt like sticky, freezing mud. The black smoke wrapped around Goku's arms. It burned his skin. It was not heat. It was the burn of pure evil. Survivor Goku gritted his teeth. He tried to push the monster back, but his hands went right through the smoke. He could not grab it. The monster laughed. It was Zamasu's laugh, but distorted and deep. It whispered in Goku's ear. It said that he could not run away. It said that the past was sticky. It said that Goku was a failure who let his family die. Survivor Goku shouted. He flared his golden aura. The energy pushed the smoke away for a second. He jumped back. He was breathing hard. He looked at his arms. There were black marks where the smoke touched him. His energy felt drained. It felt like the monster had eaten a piece of his spirit. Happy Goku landed next to him. Happy Goku looked serious now. He asked if Survivor Goku was okay. Survivor Goku nodded, but he was sweating. He said that this thing was not normal. He said it was not alive. It was just hate. It was the leftover hate from Zamasu. The shadow Jiren did not wait. It turned its head. Its red eyes glowed. It looked at Happy Goku. It wanted to eat him too. It charged forward. It moved strangely. It did not run. It slid across the floor like oil. Happy Goku fired a ki blast. The yellow ball of energy hit the monster, but the monster did not explode. It just opened its mouth and swallowed the blast. The energy vanished inside the black smoke. Happy Goku gasped. He said that was cheating. He said you cannot just eat attacks. The monster grew bigger. It had eaten the energy and used it to grow. Now it was taller than the real Jiren. Its muscles bulged, made of swirling purple mist. High above the arena, the Grand Priest looked down. He looked interested. The two Xenos were clapping. They thought the monster was cool. They liked how it changed shape. They asked what it was called. The Grand Priest said it was an anomaly. He said it was a glitch in the timeline. He explained that when a timeline is erased, sometimes the strong emotions remain. Zamasu's desire to kill mortals was so strong that it refused to be erased. It latched onto the Survivor Goku. It followed him through the time rift. And now it was here in the world of Void. The Grand Priest said this was very rare. He decided to let it continue. He wanted to see if the mortals could defeat their own ghosts. Beerus stood up in the stands. He yelled at the Grand Priest. He said this was unfair. He said that thing was not a contestant. It was an intruder. It was dangerous. The Grand Priest smiled. He said that the Tournament of Power was a battle for survival. If they could not survive a ghost, they did not deserve to live. Beerus sat down. He was shaking. He looked at Whis. He asked if Goku could win. Whis did not smile. He looked worried. He said that physical attacks might not work. This enemy was psychological. It was made of guilt. Survivor Goku had a lot of guilt. That was fuel for the monster. Back in the arena, the fight was getting messy. The shadow Jiren swung a giant fist at Happy Goku. Happy Goku dodged. The fist hit the ground. The Kachin's steel floor melted. It hissed and turned into purple sludge. The sludge spread out. A fighter from Universe 3, the robot guy who was absorbed earlier, was gone. Now a fighter from Universe 10, a butterfly warrior, flew too close. The butterfly warrior got caught in the sludge. He screamed. The sludge pulled him down. He sank into the floor. The Grand Priest announced that the Universe 10 warrior had dropped out, but he did not appear in the stands. He was just gone, consumed by the shadow. Survivor Vegeta and present Vegeta saw this. They stopped fighting the Universe 4 warriors. Those warriors ran away, scared of the black monster. Survivor Vegeta flew over to the Gokus. He landed with a heavy thud. He looked at the monster. He recognized the energy. It made him sick. It felt like the ruined future. It felt like the dead earth. Survivor Vegeta clenched his fists. He shouted at the monster. He called it a coward. He said Zamasu was dead. He said he was erased. He said this was just a bad dream. The monster stopped. It looked at Survivor Vegeta. The smoke shifted. The face of Jiren melted away. A new face formed. It was the face of Bulma. But it was not a normal Bulma. It was a melting, screaming Bulma. The Bulma that died in the future. The monster spoke with Bulma's voice. It screamed for help. It asked why Vegeta didn't save her. It asked why he let her turn to dust. Survivor Vegeta froze. His eyes went wide. His pupils shrank to a tiny dot. His heart stopped for a second. He knew it was a trick. He knew it was the monster. But hearing her voice, seeing her face, it broke his defense. He lowered his guard. He stepped forward. He whispered her name. Bulma? Don't listen to it, President Vegeta shouted. President Vegeta flew in front of Survivor Vegeta. He slapped him across the face. It was a hard slap. It left a red mark. Survivor Vegeta blinked. He looked at his double. President Vegeta looked angry. He grabbed Survivor Vegeta by the armor. He shook him. He said that was not Bulma. He said Bulma was safe at home. He said this thing was mocking them. He said if Survivor Vegeta fell for such a cheap trick, he was a disgrace to the Saiyan blood. Survivor Vegeta shook his head. He woke up from the trance. The anger returned. Hot, burning anger. He looked at the monster. The Bulma face was laughing now. It melted back into the Jiren face. I will kill you, Survivor Vegeta whispered. I will erase you until there is nothing left. Survivor Vegeta and present Vegeta stood side by side. They both raised their hands. They both charged a final flash. The yellow electricity crackled around them. The ground shook. They screamed together. Final flash. Two massive beams of golden light shot out. They twisted together into one giant beam. It hit the Shadow Jiren right in the chest. Boom! The explosion was massive. It blinded everyone in the arena. Smoke covered the stage. The Saiyans panted. They waited. They hoped that was enough. The smoke cleared. The Shadow Jiren was still there. It had a hole in its chest, but the hole was closing. The black smoke swirled and filled the gap. It healed instantly. The monster grew even bigger. It roared. The attack had only made it stronger. It fed on the energy. Real Jiren was standing on the other side of the arena. He was watching. He had his arms crossed. He looked annoyed. Toppo, the leader of the Pride Troopers, stood next to him. Toppo said that this creature was evil. He said it was a stain on justice. He asked Jiren what they should do. Jiren said nothing. He just stared. He did not like that the monster was wearing his face. It was an insult. Jiren uncrossed his arms. He took one step forward. The entire arena shook. Just one step. Survivor Goku looked at his hands. He realized something. He told the others to stop firing energy. He said energy makes it stronger. He said it eats Kai. Happy Goku asked what they should do then. Survivor Goku said they had to hit it with physical force. But physical force didn't work either. They were stuck. Then Survivor Gohan landed. He had finished his fight with a Universe 2 warrior. He saw the problem. He adjusted his GI. He looked at the monster. He sensed the sadness inside it. He sensed the despair. He said that this monster was made of negative emotion. To beat it, maybe they needed positive energy, not ki. but spirit. He looked at Happy Goku. He asked if he could use the spirit bomb. Happy Goku scratched his head. He said the spirit bomb takes too long, and they are in the world of void. There is no nature here. There are no plants or animals to ask for energy. There is no sun. It would not work. Survivor Gohan bit his lip. He thought hard. He was the strategist. He had to find a way. Suddenly, the Shadow Jiren attacked. It shot out spikes of black smoke from its body. The spikes flew everywhere like arrows. The Z fighters had to dodge. Android 17 and Android 18 jumped in. They used their energy shields. The green barriers blocked the spikes. The spikes hit the shields and dissolved into sludge. Android 17 looked at the sludge. He analyzed it. He said it was unstable matter. He said if they could freeze it, maybe it would shatter. Ice, Survivor Goku shouted. Does anyone know ice attacks? They looked around. None of them were ice users. Frieza was not on the team. They didn't have anyone with freezing powers. Wait, Master Roshi. Master Roshi knew everything. Happy Goku used instant transmission. He popped over to where Roshi was fighting a Birdman from Universe 4. He grabbed Roshi and popped back. Roshi looked confused. He adjusted his sunglasses. He asked what was going on. They pointed at the giant sludge monster. Roshi whistled. He said that was a big one. They asked if he knew an ice move. Roshi thought. He stroked his beard. He said he didn't know an ice beam, but he knew a wind technique that could cool things down. But it wouldn't be enough to freeze that giant thing. They needed something colder. While they were talking, the real Jiren decided he had seen enough. He vanished. He appeared in front of the Shadow Jiren. The Shadow Jiren roared and punched. Real Jiren did not dodge. He caught the smoke fist with one hand. The impact created a shockwave that knocked Master Roshi over. Real Jiren looked at the smoke fist. His glove sizzled. The corruption was trying to eat his glove. Jiren glared. His eyes glowed red. He released his energy. It was not a blast. It was just pure pressure. The invisible wall of Jiren's power pushed the smoke back. The smoke could not eat it because it was too dense. It was too strong. Jiren punched the Shadow Jiren in the face. It was a simple punch, but it was so fast that time seemed to stop. The Shadow Jiren's head exploded. The smoke scattered. Jiren punched again and again. Each punch blew away chunks of the monster. The monster tried to heal, but Jiren was destroying it faster than it could heal. Jiren was showing them the difference between a copy and the real thing. Jiren shouted, "Get lost." He fired a power impact, a red sphere of energy. It hit the core of the monster. The monster exploded into 1,000,000 drops of black rain. The Z fighters cheered. They thought it was over. Jiren turned his back. He started to walk away. He thought it was trash, but he was wrong. The drops of black rain did not vanish. They hit the floor. They moved. They slithered towards each other. They merged. They did not form Jiren again. They formed something else. They formed a giant Zamasu, a Zamasu made of smoke and shadows. And he was laughing. "Foolish mortals," the Shadow Zamasu boomed. "And foolish grey alien. You cannot destroy a concept. I am the justice that was denied. I am the inevitability of your end." The Shadow Zamasu spread his arms. The arena floor started to crack. Purple light shot out from the cracks. The world of void began to rumble. The monster was pulling energy from the void itself. It was hacking the tournament. The Grand Priest looked a little surprised. He checked his staff. He said the creature was absorbing the background radiation of the dimension. If it continued, it might destabilize the arena. Survivor Goku stepped forward. He looked at Jiren. He thanked him for the help, even if it didn't work. Jiren grunted. He said he didn't do it to help. He did it because the thing was annoying. Jiren looked at the giant shadow Zamasu. He realized that brute force was not the answer. This enemy was like a virus. Survivor Gohan had an idea. He remembered how they beat Zamasu before. They couldn't kill him. They had to erase him. But they didn't have Zeno's button. Survivor Goku lost it in the time travel. And they didn't have the Mafuba jar. It broke. They needed a new seal. Piccolo, Survivor Gohan shouted. The evil containment wave. Can we do it without a jar? Piccolo landed next to him. He shook his head. No, we need a container. Without a container, the energy just disperses. We need something to trap him in. They looked around. They had nothing. No jars, no bottles, just the arena. Wait, Happy Goku said. What about the small bottle Roshi uses? Roshi checked his pockets. I brought a small bottle for sealing just in case. But it is very small. It can only hold a regular person. That thing is the size of a building. Survivor Vegeta scoffed. So we shrink him. We beat him until he is small enough to fit. We tried beating him, President Vegeta argued. He just heals. We need to cut off his food source, Android 17 said. He was calm. He was looking at the cracks in the floor. He is eating the void energy through the floor. If we break the connection, he might starve. That was a plan. A crazy plan. But a plan. Okay, Survivor Goku said. Vegeta, Gohan, you guys distract him. Keep him busy. 17, 18, Goku, and me, we will break the floor around him. We will detach his platform from the rest of the arena. We will make him an island. And then what? President Vegeta asked. Then we kick the island off the stage, Survivor Goku said. If he falls into the void, maybe he will be gone. It was risky. Breaking the arena was against the rules if it destroyed the stage too much. But the Grand Prix seemed to be allowing this fight. Let's do it, Happy Goku said. The plan started. The two Vegetas and the two Gohans flew up. They attacked the giant shadow Zamasu from 4 sides. They fired rapid blasts, not to kill, but to annoy, to keep his eyes up. Shadow Zamasu swatted at them like flies. He screamed about divine justice. He shot purple lightning from his mouth. Survivor Gohan blocked the lightning with his new arm. It burned, but he held it. Present. Gohan used his speed to fly around the monster's head, blinding him with solar flare. Solar flare. A bright light flashed. The monster covered its eyes. It roared in confusion. Meanwhile, on the ground, the demolition team was working. Survivor Goku, Happy Goku, Android 17, and Android 18 stood at 4 corners around the monster's feet. They looked at the floor. The catching steel was hard, harder than anything in the universe. We have to hit it all at once, Survivor Goku said. On 3. 1, Happy Goku said. He charged a Kamehameha aimed at the floor. 2, 17 charged a photon blast. 3, ha! 4 blasts hit the floor in a circle around the monster. The catching cracked. It groaned. It melted. The blast cut through the heavy steel. The cracks connected. A giant circle of the arena was cut loose. The monster was standing on a floating disc of rock, disconnected from the main stage. The purple energy flow from the floor stopped. The monster gasped. It felt its power source cut off. It looked down. It saw the gap. Now, Survivor Vegeta shouted, push him. All 10 members of Universe 7, plus real Jiren, who realized what they were doing and decided to help to speed things up, flew to the side of the floating rock chunk. They put their hands on the rock. They pushed. Heave! Survivor Goku yelled. The giant rock, with the shadow Zamasu on it, started to slide. It slid towards the edge of the void. The monster realized what was happening. It tried to fly off, But Piccolo and Roshi were ready. "Thunder shock, surprise," Roshi yelled. He fired a bolt of electricity. It wrapped around the monster. "Hellzone grenade," Piccolo yelled. Hundreds of energy balls surrounded the monster and exploded, pushing him back down onto the rock. "Push!" President Vegeta screamed. His veins were popping. The rock slid over the edge. It tipped. Gravity took over. The rock fell. The giant shadow Zamasu fell with it. He screamed as he fell into the infinite black void. "You cannot defeat me," his voice echoed. He fell deeper and deeper until he was just a speck. Then the darkness swallowed him. He was gone. The ring out was successful. The Universe 7 team collapsed on the floor. They were tired. That was harder than fighting a universe. The Grand Priest clapped his hands. "Wonderful," he said. "A very creative solution. The intruder has been disposed of. The tournament will continue." Beerus let out a huge breath. He slumped in his chair. "I hate this. I hate this so much." But in the arena, the danger was not over. The team was exhausted, and they were surrounded. The other universes had watched the fight. They saw Universe 7 use a lot of energy. They saw them panting. They saw an opportunity. The leader of Universe 9, Bergamo the Wolf, howled. "Now, attack them while they are weak. Throw them all off." The entire team of Universe 9 charged at the tired Universe 7 team. The trio de danger led the charge. They were fast. They were fresh. Survivor Goku tried to stand up, but his legs were shaky. He had used too much power fighting the shadow. Happy Goku was also tired. The Vegetas were drained from the final flash. "Protect the tired ones," Piccolo shouted. He stood in front of Gohan. But Universe 9 was vicious. Lavender, the poisonous wolf, blew poison gas at them. Gohan couldn't see. He coughed. Basil kicked Survivor Vegeta in the back. Survivor Vegeta fell. He rolled near the edge. "Vegeta!" Survivor Goku shouted. He tried to run, but Bergamo punched him in the stomach. Survivor Goku fell to his knees. It looked bad. They had beaten the monster, but now they were going to lose to the wolves because they were tired. It was ironic. It was tragic. Suddenly, a golden beam pierced through the poison gas. It was thin and deadly. It hit Basil in the shoulder. Basil screamed and fell back. Everyone looked. Walking out of the shadows, calm and cool, was Frieza. Wait, Frieza wasn't on the team. They didn't pick him. They picked Master Roshi. But then the image flickered. It wasn't Frieza. It was Frieza's lookalike from Universe 6. Frost. But Frost was attacking Universe 9. Why? No, it wasn't Frost. The figure stepped closer. It was Golden Frieza. The real Frieza. But how? He wasn't invited. Beerus stood up again. What is he doing here? He checked his staff. Oh my. It seems that while we were distracted by the shadow, someone made a deal. Who? Beerus asked. On the arena floor, Frieza smirked. He looked at Survivor Goku. Hello, monkey. You look terrible. Frieza, Survivor Goku asked. But you're in hell. I was, Frieza said. But a little birdie told me you needed help. A birdie named Baba the Fortune Teller brought me here just in time. It seems your Supreme Kai had a backup plan. Shin, the Supreme Kai, smiled sheepishly in the stands. I thought we might need an extra hand just in case something went wrong. I asked Baba to fetch him for 24 hours. Beerus looked at Shin. You went behind my back? Shin shrank. I learned from the future. We need to be prepared. Beerus paused. Then he grinned. Good job, Kai. Finally, you show some backbone. Frieza stood in front of Universe 7. He pointed a finger at Universe 9. Now then, Frieza said. Who wants to die first? Oh wait, no killing. What a pity. Who wants to suffer first? Frieza powered up. His golden form shined like a star in the dark void. He was fresh, he was strong, and he was evil. But right now, he was their evil. The universe 9 wolves stopped. They looked scared. They smelled death on him. Ho ho ho, Frieza laughed. Let's dance. The episode ends with Golden Frieza charging at the wolves, laughing maniacally, while the tired Universe 7 team watches in confusion and relief. The enemy of my enemy is my savior. But can a devil really be a hero? The tournament of power heats up.